Hello and welcome to my first match in the 2025 Shuffleit Championship Tournament, playing in the round of 128 against Bryan, which probably shouldn't be happening. I'm maybe not underseeded, but he definitely is. So this will be interesting. Yeah, Bryan's a strong player. And should be a lot closer to my seat, but I did have a bye in the first round. Anyway, did I click on the button? Oh, I've clicked on the button. So we got scrap, church, trashing. We got ninja, maybe maroon, probably not. Broker draw. Capital City can turn some stuff into draw. Actions from Capital City, potentially broker. Oh, and procession. Plus buy from bridge, fishmonger, scrap. Plus, did I say broker for actions? Whatever. Broker for actions, broker for draw, all that stuff. Cave dwellers. So we could cave dwellers for ninja, or like to try to get to ninja and then get to play at turn 2. That seems good. We would like to get a trasher, but I guess we can do that. We can still do that and we'll have triggered the shuffle. Yeah, let's do that. I guess Bryan is going to do the same thing here, except now rather than like on turn 1, which I guess doesn't really matter too much. We had to do it turn 1, obviously, to get to ninja, but Bryan did not. Yeah, so Maroon is good at trashing shelters. Better than Scrap for sure. Church is going to be better at trashing coppers, maybe. Guess it depends. I do think I like starting with the Maroon. Hitting 5 here is going to be a little annoying because of the ninja stuff. We're presumably getting ninja this turn. I guess it's possible that we don't, but it seems unlikely. Yeah. So maybe we pick up a church here. Hopefully we don't draw our Maroon or our Necropolis. Fuck. Oh, that sucks. Man. Yeah, I think I want to get a church, partially because it'll help us hit 5. Yeah, well, on the one hand... Oh, never mind. It didn't have the... Well, that double sucks, because now we get... wouldn't hurt to get attacked here. Yeah, this is already not off to a good start. We take a silver... or a second church. I don't love silver in the deck long term, but in the short term is probably good. Yeah, Bryan just gets to hit 5 twice. Oh, wow. Okay, well, that's good. This Maroon. Alright, Alright, we're gonna church Necropolis Hovel so that we can play Necropolis and then maroon the Hovel. But yeah, we drew it dead with the Ninja, which we had a 1 in whatever chance of doing, and now we bottom decked it. I don't think we're gonna win this game. I do not. So now, I guess there's no reason to trash the Overgrown Estate specifically here, so I guess we discard that to Ninja, because you'd rather maroon that than trash it with Church. And we've got the Hovel. Do we trash a copper? I think we do. And I think the way I want to do this, play the Necropolis, play the Ninja. Capital City. $7 is more money than I need, but I guess that's fine. Is there any... Bryan picked up a bridge. We could do the same. We've only got the 1 capital city. I think I'd rather get 1 more capital city. Yeah, we really just need like Bryan to dud, but I don't see how that's going to happen. Is the problem. I think this turn our goal is to get a bridge while setting aside some stuff with Church. Hopefully we can do that. Capital City Fishmonger, interesting. Okay, so... do we discard here? I think so. We really want to find our maroon. Ooh. Got a 2 and 3 chance to find it, and then we draw. We've discarded 4 cards. We'd have 6 cards discarded, and we draw 5 of them. I guess that's okay. We've got 2 bad cards top decked, but we are going to have to discard them anyway, so... obviously, it'd be nice if we had another Church. To keep, like, more copper set aside, but I haven't really had a good opportunity for that. Yeah, I was thinking Bryan was going to want a second bridge. Not obvious what the other buy is. I mean, could be church. I think we're going to need to play our Necropolis this turn. Double Fishmonger. Wow. What? That's interesting. Let me go ahead and do this. No. We trigger the shuffle with the maroon. How much money are we going to have if we just draw these two cards and don't play the maroon? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's really not enough. Shit. Well, it doesn't hurt to do this. But yeah, I think we can't afford to trigger that shuffle top decking to bad cards when we don't have the church set aside. Oh, man. What a disaster this game is. Maybe it does make sense for us to get a Fishmonger. We could go Capital City Fishmonger. I would like another bridge. Can't really afford that right now, though. I mean, I guess we could get, like, proc bridge and just figure... We'll find something useful to do with that. Like, we could potentially proc the Necropolis into a Fishmonger with a bridge in play, or we could just proc the bridge and get, you know, more bridges or something. Need to play for some kind of upside. Oh! That's a dud. Okay. Oh. Well... we could also proc the ninja. And then replace the ninja. That sounds good. We're gonna leave one card on top. If we do that... guess that's fine. So long as it's not our bridge. We discard again, will be it. No, wait. We discarded 2, yeah. We would discard 4. We play the ninja, we draw a couple, and yeah, that just can't do that. Well, I guess we're setting a bridge aside. 5. We could... we could get Ninja Church if we don't set aside anything else. Seems reasonable. I guess we're discarding the Necropolis. And not trashing a copper with the church, which is unfortunate. It's a lot of fishmongers. I don't know. Fishmonger does... Oh, interesting. Is that the plan? That's... It's not actually that good, because you have to draw the fishmonger, which you wouldn't otherwise, but... Alright, well... 3 bridge plays this turn for Bryan is the most anyone's gotten. Now we don't have anything to process Ninja into, which is annoying. I would have liked to process that Necropolis, but I don't think it made sense to hang on to it. I doubt there's like a sneaky pile out we can do either because of the lack of things to process into. Really annoying. Do we just discard the procession? That could be correct. So, really not doing a whole lot here. Friggin' Ninja. I am worried about piles. If we get bridges into play, we can process Fishmonger into things. So maybe we go like bridge double Fishmonger. And then just hope we don't lose. Or we could go double bridge Fishmonger. Or we could get another procession. Sure, let's get another procession. That's probably less likely for us to lose with. Don't think it matters this order. You have a copper set aside. Okay. We might want to maroon the Necropolis. I guess we could also just discard maroon and copper. If we're not planning to maroon Necropolis, then we're not likely to draw much with it or like we're not going to increase hand size with it. I'm trying to say. Probably can't afford to trash our copper with the church. Oh man. We're gonna have need it for discarding to Capital City to draw more cards. What I'm anticipating. Oh, I didn't think about Maroning the Church. That is other than Necropolis, the one other card in my deck before getting to the shadow cards that would have drawn extra. Hmm. Marooning Ninja is actually quite a lot of draw, but you've got to get to the ninja. Bryan did not manage to get enough bridges in play for proc Fishmonger to do anything too terribly interesting. Offense. Outrageous. Maybe there's still a world where I can win on like estates and bridges if Bryan doesn't take any more points. I doubt it. I doubt I have the gains, but maybe if we get to do something like proc Fishmonger into bridge, obviously that would help. Well, we can't do that right now. We need 3 bridges in play. We do have another procession, so we could process a bridge and play Capital City and then draw with the 2 coins. That seems like a good idea. Procession saves us actions, but isn't otherwise necessary. Okay. So we do have the ability to play the bridge and then process the fishmonger into a bridge, but we have to play the capital city first, unfortunately. Does that mean that we should also play the ninja first? We don't want to draw the fishmonger. We play capital city, and if we cycle to... Yeah, so I guess not. Oh, that's the end of... We really only have 3 capital cities? Man, I knew it was bad. I didn't realize it was that bad. 3 buys, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that's not going to do it. If we could draw back around... I mean, I guess... There's a possibility that if we play ninja, it draws maroon. And then we can maroon something. The issue being we will run out of actions. Damn it. I mean, I guess we were always losing this game anyway, but... I don't know. If we had Necropolis in hand instead of this copper, we might at least have a shot. Well... I'm gonna do this anyway. I guess the ninja's not getting played. How... Is there any, like, path that we have that at least sets us up for a possible win? Probably not. Probably not. We could take a whole bunch of duchies, I guess. I doubt that that is going to do much, but what the heck, why not? Whatever, I don't know. I don't know. Presumably Bryan will be able to win on piles now. 3 duchies gets him to 15, and then bridge province or bridge in some estates or something like that. Maybe I should have just procced another bridge. I think we're just going to proc the capital city anyway, so... I mean, we could proc the ninja, I guess. But if we draw... Well, I mean, the game's going to be over, so it doesn't really matter. But if we draw maroon, then we could maroon the ninja. Obviously, proccing capital city is not actually like that good from the perspective of it doesn't help us play more bridges, but it's not going to matter anyway. I mean, I guess we could have, if we had procced the bridge, it would have made duchies cheaper, and we could have just bought 7 duchies, which would have given us a couple more points, but not enough more points for it to matter. Yeah. We lost that game sometime between turns 3 and 7. I don't really remember exactly when. All right. We've got the wrong opening. 4-3 would definitely be better here. So we got Bounty Hunter, River Shrine, Kintsugi, I guess Ducat kind of for trashing. Draw is Silk Merchant, and I guess Band of Misfits as Silk Merchant. Okay. I'm sure there'll be lots of opportunities for that. I guess technically Sybil, but who's going to take an Herb Gatherer? Plus actions is just the villagers from Silk Merchant. Oh, well, Rapid Expansion gives you plus actions. Okay. Assuming you play with River Shrine, which I'm not totally sure about that, but... And then gains Ducat and Herb Gatherer are the plus... Oh, it's Silk Merchant. It has plus buy, never mind. There's also War Chest, Carpenter, Craftsman. There's a lot of gains, but it doesn't all look too terribly powerful. Yeah, I really would so much rather have a 4-3 and be able to open Bounty Hunter Silk Merchant. I'm honestly not sure what to do here. Like, which 4 is the priority, and then what do we want on 3? Like, we could take a silver because Merchant is a thing, but I don't think we're, like, desperate to hit 5, so... We could just, like, trash an estate. Have a 10-card deck. Carpenter looks pretty good. It can gain Silk Merchants. That's pretty nice. And then also Merchants. But we do want to get trashing. Man, this sucks. We could just do Kintsugi River Shrine. Like, River Shrine can still gain a Silk Merchant or a Carpenter. Make sure we don't bottom deck it. Okay, well, at least Bryan had the same thing. All right, I don't think it super matters which 4 we take first. Guess I'm gonna take a Carpenter here. We could take a Ducat and trash Copper. Does that make any sense? Probably not. I think we just take a Silk Merchant. I mean, we are going to run into terminal space issues, but... whatever. Rapid expansion will probably come online, and that will help. We just take another silk merchant. I wouldn't. I mean, I guess we do need another silk merchant if we have terminal collision with the river shrine. And then we could take a bounty hunter. That'll be a useful way to clean up the river shrine later, in addition to making us money in the short term. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. That was powerful. I don't really love War Chest. Yeah, I guess I'll take a bounty hunter. Take another silk merchant. And is it time for a silver for merchant? Maybe. We want to get the silver before rapid expansion, because otherwise it gets delayed a full turn. We're also going to want to see about like getting a gold at some point so that we can Kintsugi and Carpenter into province. We do have some coffers, so that shouldn't be too difficult. Kintsugi Silk Merchant into gold could also be a thing along the way. But we got to get the gold first. First gold first. Whatever. Is this for Band of Misfits or War Chest? Oh, okay. So neither of those seem worth. I think we just play River Shrine, get another Silk Merchant. The Rapid Expansion is going to play our Silk Merchant, which is to our benefit. We do have a copper in exile. We don't have an estate in exile, so I'm actually thinking we just trash 2 coppers here. I mean, there is Way of the Worm, but I don't know that we're going to be making a whole lot of use of that anyway. Yeah, they get to do the Carpenter thing first. That's annoying. I guess Carpenter, Silk Merchant into gold could happen before we need to gain a gold otherwise. I hadn't thought about that. So that's a line. Interesting. Alright, so obviously we're bounty hunting the estate. And taking another Silk Merchant. Got our River Shrine down there. I think it's probably to our benefit to empty Silk Merchants. Brian's got 2 Carpenters. What's the other card that we have down there? It's probably another Silk Merchant, right? Oh, no, maybe not. We have 4 and he has 5. That could be the case. Is it a copper? 8 in the trash. That would make some sense. We have 1 in exile, 1 here. That's 10. 11, and then Bryan has 3, and he did just play. Okay, so it's copper. Yeah. Okay. So now that we have exiled the estate, we could just play the Silk Merchant as Worm if we don't really care about drawing into that copper. But we probably don't want to leave that stuff on top, so. Oh, is a Silk Merchant and a River Shrine. Wait, so we are? I'm confused. We are that much more trashed? Well, okay then. I mean, we got the River Shrine off the top. That's something. So I'm thinking we buy Silk Merchant. Is it worth playing any of this stuff? I don't really want to play the River Shrine just to trash 1 copper. But I guess we could trash a Silk Merchant as well. We have more of them than we need. I'd rather like Carpenter or Kintsugi them, but yeah, maybe we do just wait on that. Save the villagers. Oh, we're gonna have like 1 extra card of draw that we don't even need. All right, well. You know what's annoying is that we Carpenter it into gold and then we cannot turn that gold into a province the next turn because of rapid expansion. Ugh. Yeah, so we'll bounty hunt the River Shrine this turn. Carpenter a Silk Merchant into a gold. Maybe we just buy a province. And ideally, like Province Merchant or something, but we'll see. right? Can we worm this? Probably not. Yeah, I think getting a province, A, we can bounty hunt it, and B, we can kintsugi it. I'm not sure which one we're going to want to do, but I don't think having like a ton of merchants is terribly important. We do have to dip into our coffer reserve. That's the one thing. But I think that's fine. Just double checking that the province is just like in the deck and it's not like prepare where it's still set aside or something. Probably this turn we're bounty hunting province, and then next turn is when we might kintsugi. Whoa! Rip Bounty Hunter. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Doing absolutely no rapidly expanding, it looks like, is Bryan. Unless he's like going to take a couple merchants here. I guess he might do that. If he does that, though, we could win on piles. Potentially. Maybe not. I think we could. I think we've got enough villagers. To be able to like worm a bunch of estates and gain a province or something. If he gets another province here, then that's going to be a lot harder. Okay. Then why the coffer? You can get 2 bounty hunters? Carpenter, okay. Okay, so you're gonna have 11 coins plus the coffers. I don't think we can pile 4 merchants, 4 estates, and get like a duchy. I guess I should double check that that's the case, but we'd carpenter into the duchy, and then play. Maybe we'd carpenter into an estate. Maybe we just worm all of this for 4 estates, and then 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, no. No, wait. It's not 11. It's 13. Yeah, that doesn't do it. If we were to carpenter the silver, we lose 2 coins. So that's basically the same as buying a duchy. If we were to carpenter a silk merchant, we lose a gain. So I think altogether that just doesn't work. I can see the argument for going silk merchant to duchy here. It's a bounty hunter target, and it doesn't. It gives us more points now, which could be pretty relevant. Um, 9, 10, 11. We buy a province, and we're at 16 points. We could also Kintsugi, instead of doing anything with rapid expansion, we could Kintsugi a silk merchant into a duchy as well. I don't think it makes sense for us to lower estates. And lowering merchants also seems dangerous. Like, Bryan would need 4 estates, a duchy, and 3 merchants. I mean, that is a lot. Let's have 3 carpenters. Let's not have so many silk merchants. Maybe taking a merchant is fine. Doesn't have a ton of villagers either. He's going to get +1 action from the set-aside bounty hunter. You could also just, like, worm those 2 cards. That's, I guess, the issue. We could also take a craftsman. That's an interesting idea. If we don't feel like we need to play around the immediate pile-out threat, I think taking craftsman's pretty good. So that's just a free duchy, and it doesn't dip into our coffers. Or we can worm it. Oh, jeez. Wow, this is a draw. We do have like 4 silk merchants, right? Like, I'm not hallucinating that. 1, 2, and then we had 2 left in our hand. That's ridiculous. Okay. So the most he can have is 23. We surely don't have a win here. Right? If we were to worm 3 times, like, we could craftsman for merchant. No, I think we just take duchy. This carpenter. I don't. Our merchants are not going to be capable of generating any coin if we trash the silver. That's probably not the end of the world. And this game is really degenerated. But man, I have so many silk merchants down there. I could have a really good turn next turn. I just need to not lose before then. I think I'm just gonna go. Silver to duchy. And buy a ducat. I'm just hoping that Bryan can't just like somehow worm 3 times and gain 3 duchies. I think that's unlikely, but we should consider leaving one of our merchants unplayed for the carpenter to trash or for the bounty hunter to exile, but there's no reason to hold back. Well, I guess worm is a reason to hold back the other one. We're obviously going to have to burn villagers, so we could just kick off with Silk Merchant, or a couple Silk Merchants, and then see where we are. Yeah, man, that last turn was so so bad, like so unlikely. Like we didn't even see our merchants. We saw our silver, but we didn't see either merchant or any of our silk merchants. Anything with the word merchant in it, we didn't see it. Like, what the heck? And now I'm concerned that we're going to be far enough behind again that we're not going to be able to use our big turn potential here to actually catch up. Fortunately, Bryan can't take another province. I don't know. I mean, maybe if he did, we would actually be able to win from that position anyway. Now that I think about it. Like double province estate. It sounds doable. Well, what's our best winning line now? Triple duchy, triple estate? Probably... that gives us 12 points, which is 35. So we could even afford to trash a province into a duchy just to empty the piles. All right, the bounty hunter could exile a merchant. We really need to see the carpenter and ideally the craftsman as well. I think we just play another silk merchant. Oh no. We even have a duchy in exile. I mean, I guess carpenter duchy to duchy is a thing, right? We're not going to have the actions now, like, unless we carpenter the silk merchant. Oh, man. It's so annoying. Okay, so If we play Silk Merchant here, we can play exactly Carpenter or Craftsman, but not both. I don't see how that can possibly be winning. I mean, I guess we could bounty hunt the other one. That we have the other card down there is a copper. So that would get us 6, 7, 11 coins. 11 coins is enough to buy 2 duchies, but not 2 duchies in an estate unless we trash Silk Merchant, which isn't. But if we play the Merchant, then we're not going to see both the Carpenter and also the Craftsman. Yeah. This is so obnoxious. Why couldn't we have just seen some of our good cards last, or our draw cards last turn, or not bottom decked one of our gainers this turn? Ugh. What happens if we top deck the Carpenter? We can play them both, the Carpenter and the Craftsman. We will have nothing to bounty hunt. The bounty hunter, we'd probably end up needing to play as a worm and trash the Silk Merchant. And then what? We gain 2 duchies. Can we afford duchy triple estate? We can't. That is 11 coins. Wait, we wouldn't need triple estate. We'd only need double estate. Duchy double estate. That should work if we draw the Carpenter. Okay, so double check here. Carpenter, Silk Merchant into duchy. Craftsman gaining duchy by bounty hunt. Gaining estate by duchy double estate for 9 coins. We have 7. Oh shit! No, we don't have the money. Okay, but if we bounty hunt, if we bounty hunt like a Silk Merchant, yeah, the Craftsman costs us 2 coins. If we bounty hunt a Silk Merchant, then we have 11 coins, and then we worm the Craftsman, but that's not enough to get. Fuck. What if we... Like, we can Carpenter duchy to duchy as well, but that... Yeah, that doesn't solve the other problem. Carpenter duchy to duchy, Craftsman for duchy. Bounty hunt. Just really needed to see this copper, actually, instead of one of these 3 green cards, I think, is the situation. Wait, what about Kintsugi? Kintsugi makes duchies cheaper. How is... Okay, hold on. I think we can do this with Kintsugi. We trash... We need to make sure we have enough points. It's like if we trash too many duchies into duchies or whatever. But if we... Carpenter duchy to duchy, Craftsman for duchy, Kintsugi duchy to duchy. That leaves us with basically 2 coins. And then we bounty hunt this Silk Merchant. Bounty hunt Silk Merchant gets us to 7, which is enough to buy 3 estates. I think that works. No, wait, no, we need... Yeah, we have... Okay. 3, 6, 10. We spend 3 on the Kintsugi. We spend 2 on the Craftsman. That leaves us with... No, that's 1 short. Fuck. Should I be looking at the province line here? Kintsugi, gold to province. Bounty hunt the craftsman. Kintsugi, province to province. Trash, silk merchant. Surely we can't get 3 provinces that way because we need to spend 6 coins on Kintsugi. Fuck. This is... oh, God. Okay, what about Carpenter's Silk to Duchy, Worm the Bounty Hunter, Craftsman for Duchy, Kintsugi into Duchy. So this gets us a coin. We'd have 5 coins, 6, 7, 8 coins, 6 coins. We buy Kintsugi for 3, and that leaves us with 3 coins. Fuck. It feels like there should be a way to do this with Kintsugi. 9 coins. We need 9 coins. Like, what if we don't? Can not playing the Craftsman be better? Craftsman for Duchy and Kintsugi for Duchy basically cost the same. We could just bounty hunt the Craftsman or worm it or something. Carpenter's Silk to Duchy. Worm both of these, and then we would need 8 coins. So that's... my brain is melting. Carpenter... okay, so gain a coin from this. That's 8 coins. We worm both of these. There's 1 estate left. There's 2 duchies left. We buy Kintsugi to turn duchy into duchy, duchy into duchy, and then we buy an estate. And do we even have enough points at that point? I think we don't. I think that's a tie. Because we gain 3 estates and a duchy net. Fuck me! We bounty hunt the craftsman instead. That gives us an extra 3 coins. What if we Kintsugi the craftsman? I'm sure it has. Fine. Just...8. I just think it's probably not possible. I'm just so fucking annoyed. I don't know what went wrong in that game other than that one turn, but it's just like, I can't. It's the table. Well, I say that one turn. I mean, the like it was. I mean, yeah, the second to last turn was terrible. But then the last turn, if we had not bottom decked that copper, I think there were probably 7 ways to win. And as it was, we're just like a little bit short no matter what. We just needed to not see every single one of our green cards before we saw like multiple other relevant things. Okay, so we've got a lot of trashing. Chapel, Butcher, Rice Broker. Draw is mostly City Quarter, but Hunting Lodge, Quartermaster, Rice Broker, Captain can all do stuff. Maybe it isn't actually mostly City Quarter, because Inventor and Butcher both don't really help you gain City Quarters. But, yeah. I'm not sure what you're doing instead. Captain Inventor has there's some stuff there. You like play a captain as Inventor, and then you can play a captain as a 5. I am wondering about Chapel Foresight. So we'd have a 6-card hand. We would see the Chapel turn 3 and we'd trash, and then turn 4 we'd buy whatever. I do kind of like that as a way to like aggressively get thin. The alternative is probably Inventor Chapel, just because it's like, well, what else are you going to take early? Though Inventors in that is like in that awkward thing where the first Inventor, I guess it can gain Caravan Guards, but that's not too exciting. I'm going to do the Chapel Foresight thing. Oh, I didn't consider the possibility that like the Chapel might be like we might actually just immediately trigger a shuffle. This could be better, or it could be worse. We'll see. So we got 2 coppers down there. I think so we can either not trash a copper here and get an Inventor, or we can trash a copper here, get a silver, and then maybe get a Butcher. We don't actually have to make the decision now, because we can just like not trash the copper, and then we can get the like trash a copper and get a silver anyway. But yeah, I mean, I guess there's no reason. So yeah, do we want the? I think I want the Butcher more. I mean, if we get an Inventor, we can potentially get a Butcher, but we have to bottom deck the Chapel to do it. The other thing we could take is a Quartermaster. Quartermaster Captain, so you play Captain as Inventor, and then you can play Quartermaster to gain 5 costs. That's interesting. If we take a Butcher, we can Butcher the silver into a Quartermaster, but then we can't, like, play them both anyway, so feel like if we're gonna do quartermaster, we should do that first. I was hoping I'd bottom deck the chapel. Obviously, that wasn't very likely. We could go ahead and take an inventor now. We're not. We're not going to need to play the quartermaster next turn. The odds are that we will. Well, we can play. We can gain inventor, and then we play inventor, and then even if we see the chapel, as long as we don't bottom deck silver, we can still take a 5. Although I kind of want captain. I don't see a good way to accomplish that. Like, we could take a silver to facilitate that. If we bottom deck the chapel, we get it. If we don't bottom deck the chapel, we can trash some copper and take something else. Okay. Oh, or this could happen. Somehow I didn't register that part. Alright, we'll gain an inventor, we'll buy a captain. Now, a thing we can do once we get the captain in play, potentially, is have quartermaster gain quartermaster. I'm not sure if that's going to make sense, but it's an option. I guess the problem with the captain is going to be that the inventors are going to run. I should have thought about that. Because it can't play Caravan Guard. I might have regrets. I might have regrets. We don't actually need plus actions next turn. So we could get the Butcher. Yeah, I think I'm going to lose this game too. This one's on me. I mean, I think if my Foresight Chapel hit multiple estates, that which, I mean, it's probably not expected to, but if it did, I think it would have been a pretty different situation. But I also think that the captain was a mistake, although Bryan's following. Yeah, this took 2 minutes. This took too long to set up. But yeah, he totally shouldn't have gotten the captain. He should just keep piling the inventors and make me regret my choices. That having been said, this is pretty resignable in any case. Yeah, I think we can just be done with this. The Foresight Chapel thing did not work. Maybe it works if we can hit Inventor off of it, but all right. Friendly research is the only trashing. Lots of plus actions. The draw is either that researched or storyteller or imps from Devil's Workshop or squirrel. I guess squirrel could be pretty good actually with all the plus actions. Okay. Opening village looks better than normal because of that too. So I think I like going research village. We probably will want to pick up a Devil's Workshop, but not in the opening. We might also we might also want to get a potion. Fool's Gold. Do we want Fool's Gold? Our research isn't going to hit an estate. Well, like, you know, I mean, I know I've made some mistakes in this match, but it doesn't need to be compounded like this. It just doesn't. Fool's Gold, like there is plus buy. Storyteller can draw a lot with Fool's Gold. It's just initially here, it's not going to be very good. It's just a fancy copper. Maybe that's fine. Okay. Well. Devil's Workshop, potion, or town? Second research isn't unreasonable either, but I don't think that's what I want to get yet. Devil's Workshop is definitely best when we can gain imps with it. It's not bad when we can gain other stuff with it, but it's definitely best when we can gain imps with it. So I'm thinking town. All right, storyteller. Yeah. Triggering this shuffle is actually not that bad. It's not great, but it's not that bad. The reason that we would do it is because then we get to play a squirrel, and we have like the storyteller and that we can like use to cycle the coppers. The alternative is to just play town for plus buy and take like it's only hitting 5 anyway. We might also draw the storyteller. I want to play a squirrel is the thing. But it's difficult. Maybe we just do it anyway. We could do squirrel plus fool's gold. Yeah. I think that's... We do have the storyteller down there, though we don't have the 2 fool's golds. Take plus by here, we hit 7, which is a better number. That could be Village, Devil's Workshop. Yeah, sure. Really... We're gonna need to see an estate with this research. Although, I guess ideally after we play the storyteller. Well, the cards down here are just garbage, right? No, wait. There's a Fool's Gold? Oh, bug. Damn it. The other question is, would we rather draw 3 cards? Like, we could research, squirrel this, and buy a Fool's Gold. I think I prefer that. Bryan really gonna play this with no trashing? And not squirreling anything? Come on. We even have an estate top decked now. We deserve to dud next turn. I would, yeah. Okay. We do want to get our 2 gains in. We do actually have Storyteller double Fool's Gold down there. Okay. Not guaranteed to line it up, but... Actually, we have a village, right? So we are guaranteed to line it up. So we can afford to do this. We probably do want one more Storyteller, but is that the most important thing for us to get? Like, we could just go double town Imp. Like, Imp is going to give us some more draw. We could also consider a potion, like University to gain storytellers in towns and such is definitely useful, and it also makes it easier to activate Devil's Workshop. Yeah. I think I'm actually going to go with that. Obviously, we're getting this so that we can get Philosopher's Stone. interestingly, if we don't, like, if we end up, like, overdrawing, which we probably won't, but if we do, somehow have that much draw, research might be better as a squirrel than trashing a copper, just because that's more cards of draw. In the long term, of course, trashing copper improves our draw more, but in the short term, squirrel does draw more cards. I mean, I'd rather just research the estate again, but there's no way we're not playing at least this village anyway. Not that we can. Okay, so I guess we're gonna do this for buy coins and play the village normally. We do indeed have this situation. Do indeed. 5, 9. Yeah, we have like more money than we can really use if we don't take the buy off of town. And meanwhile, we have 4 stop cards top decked. So we really want to be playing some squirrels. I think that's more important than getting the extra gain. Probably one more storyteller. We still are potentially looking at a dud here, despite the 4 extra cards. It's like we had 4 stop cards, so we play 2 squirrels, that offsets, and then we just have this. Which, I mean, we don't have that many other stop cards left in the deck, but we do have some. Yeah, if we'd drawn that estate and we could have researched the estate instead of squirreling, obviously that would have been better, because it's the same number of cards, but the research isn't in the way, and we don't have an estate in the deck anymore. Alas. Maybe this turn. It's not looking the most likely, but maybe. Huh. Stopping here isn't terrible. Like, we can get Town University Imp. And then we will have Storyteller with 2 Fool's Golds down there. If we do card actions, like, we might have a bigger turn, we might also not. Like, if we draw a copper, like, we don't have another estate. If we drew copper, we'd be quite sad. Even if we drew Fool's Gold, I think I'm just gonna stop. Oh, that's 8 coins, not... Okay. Well, then I'm gonna get another Storyteller. This is awkward. I mean, we do have another Fool's Gold down there, but... Amusingly, like there is like a theoretical situation where Philstone could be good here, which is you storyteller with it at the beginning of your turn when you still actually have cards in your deck. I mean, good is, you know, not terrible, not useless. Maybe is a better way to put it. We're certainly not going to like test it out, but like because you know if you don't see it at the top of your deck, then forget it. But no, that I mean it is a little bit tempting actually. It's like you would be the guaranteed draw, but like the other Fool's Gold will be worth more. Assuming we see it, which, you know, we might just not. That could be a thing. I think we want another town. I do kind of want to play this village just to see another card for Storyteller. Also want more squirrel action. I don't want to play this research yet. I want to see that estate. Maybe set aside stuff with the university. The university gained, I mean. Damn it. So how do we do this? Do we try to draw? Do we guarantee that the research sees enough stuff? We're definitely going to see the estate. Or do we just draw 2 cards and hope that we get to set aside 1 junk card? I'm not sure. In theory, it should be based on how much money we need, but I don't know. I think I'm going to guarantee it. Put the potion into play. And we could set aside another storyteller. That's probably the best anti-dud technology that we have. And we buy towns if we want them. We could use more Fool's Gold, honestly. We could just skip taking a university here. 2 universities is already, like, pretty good. And the potion is a research target, potentially. Apparently, we didn't need to play both coppers. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go province, Fool's Gold. Yeah, I don't know. We're probably past the point where Bryan's deck like should have dudded because he's playing at least some squirrels now, like pretty consistently. It's definitely annoying, like that didn't happen because like I don't know. He has all the the starting cards, those estates. I feel like I had more turns where I just like didn't see my stuff. Well, he's working on only 2 buys there. So that's something. Like, my universities give me some reach, even if it's not directly reach on green, that he does not have. Be nice to imp the village. But... well... I guess we can imp the university. Surely we're taking a town at this point. How much do we want to draw here? There's definitely a risk of drawing too much. You don't have to worry about the research, like, setting aside cards, so there's no reason not to draw into this town. That's 10 cards. We do have another imp. Or 2. So we don't need to draw, like, that much. Playing both of these Fool's Golds seems like maybe too much. We could play Town for buy. So it would be nice to play that off of the imp. 2. Maybe I'd just play Storyteller, 1 Fool's Gold. Uh-huh. So we play this Storyteller. Do we have another village down there? Or like something that's gonna draw this town? Should we be worried about piles? Bryan doesn't have the universities. He has a few towns. I don't think he's a threat to gain like 5 cards. Devil's Workshop can't do it. Like, town is just the best card for our deck. I guess there's an argument for Mountain Village, but... yeah, if we play a Storyteller now, we play no coins, we end up with, like, potentially overdrawn by 1. I guess it's fine. Definitely doing that. And that. Or 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we could get to 16 Do we need to get to 16? Let's double check. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5 towns. Bryan has 2, so Bryan has 3 buys. So we probably don't need to get to 16 specifically. So we could go. We're probably gonna want to do one more, and then we could do province duchy. We could do province something else. We are threatening to win. We can get enough points. I think I do want the duchy because if Bryan double provinces, that's gonna a big difference for me. He's not going to be able to triple, I don't think. I'd be very surprised. So yeah, with our 2 universities, is there any way we could win on piles? If he doesn't double province, I think it might be possible. If he does double province, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I was supposed to go ahead and double province and make it more awkward for him to double province. I mean, I think he hasn't played his other town. But if he does play that for coins by, he's only got 1 squirrel down, which seems like a big deal. If somehow this game is going to go on for another turn, this would be a good opportunity to like research. Oh wait, never mind. That doesn't make sense. So does he just go double province estate? So how much money could we possibly generate? We have 4 fool's gold, which is 13. Okay. 4 fool's gold is 13. 7 coppers is 20 plus money from towns. There's a world where we could triple, but it's certainly not likely. We don't necessarily need. Like, I'm wondering about. We play this town for coins by. and then we don't play any Fool's Gold. I mean, I guess we can play one Fool's Gold without loss of much money. Okay, so we'd also consider gaining a conclave with, although we're not going to have anything to conclave, I guess. So that's only useful over town if we're trying to avoid like a pile out scenario. So, okay, we have 13, 20, minus the 3 we just played is 17. We would need 7 coins from town plus whatever, which is 4 towns. That's all of our towns. So that is a lot to ask. It is a lot to ask. We could play 1 more coin without that mattering. I think it makes about as much sense to just take a village that can be imped as it does to take a conclave. Well, I guess if we take both, then we could conclave the village too. And like, we're not going to win on piles, I don't think, right? I mean, I'm not totally sure about that, but I'm pretty sure we're not going to get, like, be able to buy 2 towns and, well, not 2 towns and 2 provinces is just as difficult as triple province. 2 towns, a province, a duchy, and a state is barely any easier. So I don't really want to play for that. We can probably afford to duchy dance as well more effectively. So maybe we should just be looking at that. Let's do like... that... we just paid out another 4 coins, but out of our baseline 20, we've paid out 5, so we have 15. Yeah, we're probably not going to get there, so I think we don't worry about it too much. We don't take another mountain village. I suppose we don't need to make that decision right now. Just go like that. And now... gain another mountain village, and then we can research the potion. We're a little light on actions. It's not too bad. A little light on money as well. So we play village. That gives us 3 actions. We play town for actions. Then we... This is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, we probably should have put one less coin down on the storyteller, as it turns out. Actually... I mean, if we double duchy here... Like, how are we looking for next turn? If Bryan double... Bryan is really unlikely to double province. So maybe we go, like, double duchy conclave. Or we could just do double duchy. And squirrel the hell out of this stuff. That might actually be better. Yeah, the advantage of this is, like, the more draw we have, the less money we have to spend on storytellers. So compared to getting a conclave, it kind of comes out to the same thing, except that we're... Oh man, he might actually be able to double province off of this. 3 fool's golds? Shit. That's... Off of 1 squirrel from last turn? Oh, come on. You gotta be kidding me. Wait, no. Yeah, yeah, because he has a town... No, wait, he already spent a town, 1 town on plus buy and spent the money. But he has another town. Yeah, he should be able to do it unless, like, the last card in his deck is something he needs. Ugh. That's really frustrating. Like, he just... like... I feel like his deck has been performing way above expectation here. Do we want to save the mountain village for after we find university? All right, so how do we win this game now? Bryan has to dud, or we have to get a bunch of duchies. You get 4 duchies, that puts us at 33. Okay, so 4 duchies in a province would do it. That's 28. That's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. I think we're just playing this mountain village. Because we just need to see... How do we get to 28? 4 fool's golds is 13. 7 coppers is 20. We can university for a couple of conclaves. That gets us to 24. The 5 towns, orc towns. So the 5 towns plus 2 towns or conclaves is worth up to 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So by that, if we spend no fool's gold on that, like, and we can find enough actions, we can spend all of our copper on draw. Yeah, I guess we're gonna start with that. I guess we're taking Conclave. Like, if this game does go another turn, it's not in our interest to lower the towns, although it arguably doesn't really matter. Should be fine to Storyteller again with the coppers. I'm worried about running out of actions. We can Conclave a town. We can, but we can't imp a town, so we can only do one of the two. This is 13, 14, 22. We've seen all of our copper. The last couple cards in our deck. There's one more duchy, one more town. There's actually nothing we can gain that we could conclave, so we like really need to either gain a town or just like a village or something. Okay, so if we wanted to Storyteller again, the thing to do would be to Storyteller copper and 1 fool's gold. That would draw us the last 3 cards. Think. So now do we just have it? We play Storyteller, we draw the Conclave, we play, that's 12 and 12. No, we need one more town or Conclave. Do we have the actions for that? We play the University, we have 7 actions. We play Imp to play Conclave to play Town. I think that works. We have the buys. I can't math. I cannot math. Bitch, and we would have had, well, I guess we just didn't have the money. We needed to not play the Storyteller. How did I get that math wrong? Fuck me. God damn it! I counted the 14 and then I just fucked it up. God damn it! Alright, I guess we just take all the duchies. Like, yeah, he can empty on Storyteller, whatever. Like, what are we gonna do? He could empty on Province, that's not much more difficult. Why are you even doing that? Like, you should already have the win on Storyteller. Oh wait, no, he actually, that's not actually true. Never mind, I take it back. He would have to empty 2 piles. No, Fool's Gold is empty. Yeah, no, what are you doing? Anyway, I had the win, I think. If because I had the actions. I wasn't sure about that part, I guess. And maybe I wouldn't have had the actions if I'd had to play an imp to draw before getting to Conclave. But if I had played, like, Storyteller, no draw, Storyteller, no... Yeah, I might have been a card short if I hadn't... Well... That was great. Yeah, I might have been a card short on the draw there. Because if I don't get to imp the Conclave, that's like a significant loss of actions. And so even though I had extra actions, I'm not sure I would have had extra actions if I had to play 2 imps for draw. No, wait, no. I would have just played one of the imps without playing anything, and then I totally would have had it. I think, yeah, I must have just miscounted. I think I had okay, the Fool's Gold is 12 plus whatever is 14, and then I forgot. I don't know. I don't know what I did, but like plus I guess it was 13 for all the Fool's Golds plus the copper. And then so that one, I fumbled the ball, no question. Still, yeah, I mean, it was a really frustrating match for sure. This game, like, I think, like, obviously I should have won it, but I think it should have been, it should not have been this difficult to win. Like, I just don't think Bryan's deck should have been as reliable as it was. Playing, like, 1 squirrel per turn. Not to mention not really having the actions for all the imps that he had, actually. Like, I think that the strategy that involves, like, playing with university and research is better here. And I mean, that sort of showed out because I was second player. No, I guess I was first player. Never mind. But because I should have won the game. But I mean, obviously it was like a big reach to be able to get there. And there's probably an argument that I misplayed, like, earlier parts of the end game in terms of, like, how I mean, in general, this is the thing with Storyteller is you can end up doing this where you overdraw and you don't what was I saying? Like, you don't need as much draw as you spend, and then you need some of the payload that you spend on draw. Like, that's like a common failure mode for Storyteller, and sometimes it's not really avoidable. Obviously, there right at the end it was avoidable, and I just miscounted. But like, yeah, and then the third game, I just didn't take the right strategy. But yeah, I mean, the first game, I think I didn't like really have much of a chance because Bryan hit 5 early, and often, and I did not, and that was partially because he was first player on a ninja board, but also just partially the draws, like when we happened to like get the maroon stuff and whatever. And then the second game, I don't know, there was something. Oh right, that was the one where like I had the dud on the second to last turn that was really pretty unreasonable, and then on the last turn I still could have won if I had just like drawn my cards in a different order. So I mean, yeah, whatever. The good news is that I didn't really have time to go deep into this tournament anyway, so I didn't really want to go out immediately, but I like would have, it would have been, there was potential logistical hurdles if I had managed to make it to the round of, I think it's either 32 or 16, I forget which one, which I have done before, so it's not like it would be impossible. Anyway, well, my last 2 matches have been absolute shit shows. Hopefully the next time I play something, it will not be that. But thanks for watching. Until then.